We are now showing Scoob at the MBX Films Theater, and I have an interesting little pack here. This is actually a UK figure pack. You can see some of the info is more UK based and things. I thought this would be the same figures that were released in the US, but these are actually a different scale and different type and different company. I have a character here that made some other Scooby Doo figures just from kind of the cartoon appearance and things like that. So, but for the Scoob movie specifically in the US, they released different figures. So these are actually not the same. So we'll open them up, check them out, and I'll tell you why I went ahead and bought this pack anyway. So let's open it up. We do have Shaggy here. It is the exact same mold of the other line that's supposed to be more like the cartoon, but he does have quite a lot of articulation with joints, you know, elbows and knees. It is kind of just straight motion instead of ball joint, you know, circular motions and things, but they just kind of, I think maybe they added his undershirt and things that are in the movie more to make him look more like the movie appearance. There's Shaggy, and then the Scooby is exactly like the other ones that this company has released, but they've added the detailing and coloring of the Super Scooby costume from the Scoob movie, when he's kind of with Blue Falcon and everything. He has all his extra joints and things and the tail. Spins around. So these are totally different scale. The other ones, here's the bigger, you know, the American releases, like, or at least a different release by a different company of the same movie. I don't have the Super Scoob costume, but you can just see that these are totally different scale. That's Shaggy and Scooby. Here we have the Blue Falcon that has elbow joints. The head moves some because of this very big cape. And the legs don't go up very far at all, but he does have knee joint also, but can't really get in a sitting position. And this cape is extremely stiff. And they just printed all sorts of info on it, so maybe they should have put that on the inside instead of the back. So that looks pretty bad. But he has hands to hold things, but there's no accessories, so it's kind of odd. But again, totally different, brand new figure compared to the other release. You know, here's a bigger, of course this one actually has maybe a few details like this extra gold line and things. But for the most part, it's like they kind of molded their own thing. The legs are a little different. This one probably looks more like the movie in the head with the chin coming out. This one doesn't quite do that as much, as pronounced. And then the kind of bird eyebrows, their own piece, and that's just flat down on there. But completely different. This one's cape is much softer. I'll link the video where I open this one, talk about it more. But this one has got a lot of problems. And again, this whole box is a completely different scale. So if you have the other figures, like the whole Mr. Ink crew and the Mystery Machine and things from that line, I mean, it's kind of cool that you can put a Blue Falcon in there with those figures now. But you're having to buy this whole box set. And actually, I think there is a Dynomutt then, that there was actually a Blue Falcon Dynomutt 2-pack. So you could get Dynomutt for this if you had the other figures and things. Yeah, he does not impress me as much, other than he does have the gold outline, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. We have Dick Dastardly here, which is really bad. His coat is just one piece, and these legs, I don't think they're even really meant to move. But he does have the elbow hands, but they're just flat. His expression doesn't look particularly dastardly either. He's just kind of like, eh. But again, now you have a Dick Dastardly in that scale. They just put so much stuff mold on him, and like not even trying to hide it like underneath or anything. It just seems a little lazy here, but there's a Dastardly that's much different than the other release. You see this one has a better expression, and he actually, you know, has a softer plastic where you can see the legs, and the legs actually are articulated quite a bit. I can link the video where I open this one as well and all that. You'll see all those at the end of the video, but this one's much more expressive, and this one's very generic and has nothing going on, you know, below the waist as far as movement. So it's a smaller scale, and then also just missing so much. Other than the elbow joint, which would have been appreciated on the other figure, but didn't get it. So the real reason I really just went ahead and got this pack were the little Rottens, the little robot henchmen. You can't get them in the other line. There's nothing like that, and they look pretty good. Here's just the plain one that has the real head, like a black. They had different colors. This is a black one here, but the head moves, but the body is just one solid piece. They were clearly going for a Minions attempt there with these. I don't think that quite worked out how they wanted, but this one is pretty cool. It has like a dirty detail on it, and you know, I wasn't even expecting the head to move in the package, but They look like they were just solid piece. Scale-wise, though, they're way too big for the figures that came with them. I mean, they were like much smaller. Like, Desser's just holding them in his hand like they were like little. These are like very big. But even compared to the other line, I think they're too big for to be in scale anyway. They should be a little shorter, a little smaller. But they fit with these a little better because they are bigger figures and they don't super outmatch the other ones. So I got the pack just to get these little guys to kind of go with Dick Dastardly here, that he has his henchman here. And then you have the golden one that gets his head ripped off and he puts the vacuum on him. And then this kind of becomes Daphne's little friend in the movie. That he's Sneezy, or no, he's Dusty. That's his name. He becomes Dusty because he's got the dust buster on his head.
We have a quaint little piece from the 1980s. It's called a dust buster.
That moves, and it's just kind of cool that that little character got a figure in the end. Again, it doesn't scale very well with the ones that it comes with, but now you can kind of get Daphne from that big pack and kind of pose him with that you can kind of remember that little duo kind of in the movie. So you'll definitely want to check out where I opened the big pack of all these figures, where you can get the full Mystery Inc. crew and all the other Scoob openings and things. But I just like this pack because I had these little Rottens, little minion ripoff guys here. It's kind of cool. Cool little dudes.